Hi everyone, this is Jim Carroll and Eric Rattay and another Acumatica Day in the Life. Today we're going to focus on expense management. As always, when we talk about Acumatica, we like to point out three of its distinguishing features. The first is that it's very feature-rich and millennial-friendly, and that's going to come out today because the bulk of our demo is going to be on a smartphone. The second is that behind the scenes in Acumatica, you have a monitoring and automation and approval workflow, like having a 7x24 no-cost employee behind the scenes. And you're going to see how this feature comes to bear with expense management and approvals. And then finally, Acumatica is a modern ERP product. It takes full advantage of the Internet of Things and also has built into it both business intelligence and artificial intelligence. And Eric and I are going to show you how the artificial intelligence actually augments our expense management. So, with Acumatica, one of the things that also distinguishes it is that you get unlimited employees with the product and its subscription. And this is a great case for expense management. You can have many people out in the field that don't work with the product day in and day out, but they've got expense reports to claim. And those personnel using these features we're now going to demonstrate will not cost you any extra money at all. So Eric, let me turn it over to you and let's check out expense management.
Yes, thank you, Jim. So like Jim mentioned today, even though we have Acumatica, I will be one person in the field, and I have installed on my phone, that you can see here, the Acumatica App that runs on Android device as well as on iOS.
So you just download it like any other app, Eric? Is that what you do? Just download it like? Okay.
Yes. So you go to the App Store and you download it, and so it works with iPhones, and it's also you can go to Google Play Store and you can download it, and it's included with the package.
Great, no extra cost. Okay.
Yes. So I have my colleague asking me questions. So first of all, what we'll do is we'll go to Acumatica App, and like any other app, I can log into using my finger. So I will press my finger on the login screen, and then I'm into the mobile app of Acumatica. So almost the same thing that you could do in Acumatica. You can do it on the mobile device. But in addition to that, the mobile device allows you to do more things. It will take advantage, for example, of the camera that we'll see in a few seconds, the map, if I would want to go at a customer location, for example, and you can even see, for example, a dashboard that you can look if I'm in the field. I'm a field service manager, as an example, so I can have a view of my dashboard, and so I can react on that. But going back to today's demo, I have a list of tasks also that you can see here. Opportunity, lead, approvals, so I can approve like POs and things like that from my phone. But today we'll do an expense receipt. So the idea behind it is that as I'm doing some expenses, for example, going to restaurants and hotels and things like that, I want to record these expenses as I make them, and so I have an expense bill here. So I will click on the plus sign and then scan receipt.
So now you're using the camera on the phone and you're just scanning the receipt, and that's going to go into Acumatica's app here. Fantastic.
Yeah, so I can change the size of the picture, crop it, should I want to. I can also change the, for example, this I can make it like change the
darker and stuff. Yeah,
darker
nice.
and stuff. Thank you. And so I'll hit save, and then the system will start the recognition. So it try to find a couple of things such as a description of this expense, also the amount. So you see that it highlighted the description, also the amount, but it missed the date. So I'll click on the date, and I'll select this thing here as the date. And so I'll
Fantastic.
save that.
So there's your artificial intelligence right there. Man, oh man. Okay, great.
And since I'm, how do you say that in English? Somebody that goes always to the same place?
A fan of that restaurant, or
yeah, exactly.
Great.
I'm
You're a fan of the bistro, huh? All right.
Yeah, exactly. And because I'm a fan, I go there on a weekly basis. Then the first time that I went there, I had to select an expense item from a list. So if I click on the lookup key, I have a couple of expense type of expenses, and these are very important because it will calculate the tax accordingly. You can have per diem that will be already there should you want to, and also the GL account that will be there also automatically. So that will be coded depending on the type of expense that you set, and you can set them up into Acumatica, and you can change them over time and things like that. But like I was saying, since I'm really a fan of that restaurant, then the system, the first time I had to select it, but then as I taking picture
Wow.
of the receipt, the system now knows that when I go to that bistro, it's for business. A business dinner.
So you're a repeat customer, and bistro means business dinner, whereas if you're flying on, United or American or whatever, it's the American, it would always go to plane. That type of thing? That's kind of
Yes.
neat. Wow. Wow. Wow.
I could change the date. I could also change the amount, but now it has been recognized, so I don't need to. I can book that expense against the project and the project task for the project accounting module of Acumatica. So it will go in the expense. I can also rebill a certain customer by selecting a customer and billable. So there are a lot of options, and of course,
got it.
if you don't have
So in other words, you could bill this to general and administration, where the company's reimbursing the employee, or the employee could be working on behalf of a service contract or something that's reimbursable by the customer themselves, like on a project accounting or a service or a construction job, that kind of thing. That's great.
Right. And also, take note that now I'm paying with my corporate card because Acumatica is capable of managing corporate cards. But I can also use my personal account. I can also do a personal expense for on my corporate card, so then I will owe money to the company. So depending of each employee, you can define if they are paying with a personal account or use a corporate card, and then you will able to manage all kinds of situations. Like I told you, the expense account, the sub accounts, which are dimensioned into Acumatica, the tax settings and all that good stuff is already there, and you can even add a new column for a tip if you want to put that aside should you need to. So you can have all.
Being in sales, that's a very important one, by the way. Okay.
Exactly. And so when I'm done, I just simply click here with my finger, and this is recorded. Now, what I will do, I will just select it at the end of the. Let's pretend that we are at the end of the month, and I'm doing a claim once a month. So I can select all kinds of expense receipt, and then put them into a claim. So now the system brings me to the next step, which is the expense claim. And the expense claim in that situation will have only one expense received. But now, if I submit it, that will be pending approval. I could also have like the expense receipt needing an approval if I would use project, for example. The project manager, depending on the project manager of the corresponding project, can require an approval from that project manager before affecting the project. And at the expense claim, we also have an approval matrix that we can put together. So now that
that's the behind-the-scenes approval, monitoring, 7x24, directing all of these to the appropriate people. That's great.
And when I update my dashboard in Acumatica, now I can see that I have my expense claim today, this one that had just been added. And so if I go to approvals, I can see them all. And the ones that are in red, it means that I'm late approving them. So I have a lot of things to do. And this one is new, so it's not in red. You have a couple of things such as, for example, the different criteria, so I can approve it. I could have approved my expense claim via the mobile app, or I can drill down to it and look what it is. Know that I have also the same information. I can also have like the picture of the expense receipt that is at the line level, so I can go back or audit if need be. Right?
Yep.
And so I will approve it. And by releasing it, what the system will do, it will simply create the corresponding document, the accounting document. So the system has created Quick Check because I use a corporate card. So now the cycle, and I can, of course, I would be able to do a bank reconciliation for that credit card, making sure that all my balance match with my statement at the end of the month. And that's it.
Eric, this is very, very comprehensive and shows just how Acumatica really takes advantage of all these different technologies. Anything else that we should mention?
Oh, yes, I almost forgot. I'm not able to show you, but instead of approving my expense claim, like I did either on my mobile phone or in Acumatica, I could have used Alexa to do it for me. So there is a connection between Acumatica and Alexa, and I can ask Alexa, is there any expense claim to approve? Alexa will answer me, and then I can reply, approve it, and that's it. So there is a connector with Alexa that is available.
A day in the life and a day in the future from Acumatica. Thank you so very, very much. That is fantastic, Eric, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.